Big Condo Online. Please like and subscribe, ring the bell, and everything if you like this show. But I don't even know what to call this show because, like, I'm joined by a guest here who's an old friend and an old favorite here at Big Condo and everything. And, like, we used to do a show called Black on Black and everything. And I'm joined by my good friend Addae G. What's up, Addae?
Welcome, welcome. I'm back. I'm back in the spanking new studios.
In
You
the
understand?
spanking new studios, and I
I
mean, you know, and there's a reason why, Addy, you've been going because you've been, like, I would say you've been on a sabbatical, right? Because you as a writer, you've been hunkered down in these COVID times, you know, and you've been working hard and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And I mean, I do follow you, not like a troll or anything like that, but like, I'm glad to hear that this time has panned out because we're going to talk about this big event you got coming up and
Mhm.
everything. A play that you have written as a
Yes.
part of the New Works Theater with Everyman and everything like that called Sweetwater. You know, so I mean, but first of all, like I said, community podcast, black on black, whatever. Let's just say old friends are chatting here. So, Addie, first of all, what you been
Before you
doing?
even go on, I need to say something in my defense.
You
All
no
right?
need to defend, bro.
I
I'm
need to say
glad you
something
back.
in my defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black on Black, and we used to talk about a lot of movies and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the news and stuff that used to happen in the black space. And you being this movie expert, you would know that in a lot of the hero journeys, the
Mm.
hero goes away for a long time, and then something speaks to him for him to come back. Well, something spoke to me, and I'm back at a big condo.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, we're hoping to see you back here more often, but you're back here to actually promote something, which
yeah.
I'm definitely up for promoting because, like I said, I knew you were always a writer and everything, and like you would go off to Manchester, you go to different places and everything. So, first of all, before you tell us about Sweetwater, tell us about how you got involved in this new work showcase at the Everyman and everything.
Well, back in 2019, right, just before the lockdown,
Mm.
um, what the Everyman has is what they do. They call a couple of writers within the region. All
Mm.
right, so they put out a call out, and writers submit some work, and we go through an interview process, and the Everyman picks a certain number of writers to journey with them, uh, either into putting on a play at the Everyman or crafting a play for a similar theater or a different theater, right? So COVID happened, and this program kind of went online for a while. But
Mm.
because it went online, we were able to get a lot of interaction with international artists and people whom we might not have been able to get in contact with. And what happens? This program, we build a play, and we get the opportunity now to put it on at the Playhouse Theatre. Although it's run by the Everyman, it's the Playhouse Theatre.
Yeah, the
They
one
have,
that's in Williamson Square.
yeah, the one that's in Williamson Square, just behind St. John's. They have refit this new space
Yeah.
for some new work. So, starting Wednesday the 15th
Mm.
to Saturday the 18th, it's that week would be all these new works from these new writers from all these different backgrounds that just come together and put together this work.
Now, what I think is also interesting is I'm not going to get you to talk about your age, but you know, when we hear the term new writers, it's usually new young writers. So, I mean, like, what do they mean by new writers? I mean, the mature, of all mature ages or diversities or what?
I think that just might be a slip. It's new work.
New
All
work,
right.
yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily say it's new writers, but it's new work. So of
Okay.
course we have like BAFTA writers on the program.
Oh, nice.
So it's at a significant level of competency, and the work that's out is going to be quite outstanding. There's a very diverse cast of writers and directors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you mentioned that, you're pulling like a little what I call a Kevin Costner move, but you said it's more of a Tyler Perry move. I mean, because you're not just writing; you didn't just write this, right? You're also going to be directing
Yes.
as well as acting
Yes.
and everything. So you're like a trifecta.
Well, let me tell you a little bit what it's about. I'll tell you why I chose to do that. Because I would normally tell anyone, don't do it, don't direct your own work. There's a certain, because we
Yeah.
Black on Black used to critique a lot of work in the city, and we knew when a writer directed his own thing, and we knew when his hand was too heavy.
Yeah.
So armed with this knowledge, I decided to go against everything that I believed in when it came to writing and directing, and I decided to do it myself. The main reason is because of what Sweetwata is. All right.
So tell us what Sweetwater is.
Sweetwata is a story. All right. It's this story of a woman who came here from the Caribbean to the UK at a very young age. All right. She came in the Windrush time, so she saw London become what it is today. She has a daughter, her only daughter. As a lot of Black immigrant children, they're pushed to the highest of education. So she becomes this very successful doctor. It goes on to the other generation, right? Now her daughter isn't well. Her daughter is sick. Not her specialty, but she believes that we're going to find a cure. We're going to find a solution because this is what she put her whole life into. She put her whole life into being this excellent doctor. And, as Black parents always say, you need to work twice as hard. So she knows this struggle of work. So she believes that whatever she's been through, she, along with these other doctors, along with her friends who are doctors, are going to find the solution to her problem. But the grandmother, she's seen something like this before. As a child, growing up, she's not sure what it is, but she has seen people do weird things to cure people of something that the daughter has. So she is exploring the old method from back in the island. She's pulling back. She's drawing on this magic, right? And the daughter is drawing on medicine. So it's almost like the battle between
The old and the new.
medicine and
Yeah.
magic in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, like, also, though, too, with the whole, like, Caribbean background, there are those particular type of things that only affect, say, like, Black people, like, in a strong way, like sickle cell and all of that. I mean, is there going to be anything around that, or is it just like, no?
You see, and as you say that,
I'm not trying to spoil anything, though. You gave me that look like I spoiled something.
I'm not saying that. You just made me realize how and why we started to work together in the first place. Because we almost click on the same thing. Because as a Black person, you have to. Sickle cell is not an easy thing to test for, and it's not the first thing people test for.
No. And
It's
is
a
kind
thing.
of specific.
It's specific. Also, lupus, it's quite specific.
Exactly.
So basically what I'm saying is that there are all these things, and it shows the mother's talking to her doctor friends. All these tests are happening. Why are these tests coming back inconclusive? Right? The doctor thinks, well, maybe your daughter's faking it, which is the truth, which is exactly what a doctor will say when
Because
someone
they haven't
comes in.
experienced it.
Yeah, when someone comes in and speaks about pain and speaks about how their body experiences pain, the first thing, after they do all the tests and they realize, oh, you don't really have a thing, there's no cause we see for the pain. The first thing they think is, maybe they're on drugs, maybe they just here for the opiates,
Oh,
and this
yeah.
always happens. It
Yeah.
happens more with black young girls than anyone else, and there are statistics to show that in the UK.
So that's a powerful topic or take to approach with this. I mean, obviously this is not your first works and stuff like that, but I mean, with this opportunity, why did you choose to go with this particular type of story?
No, I had the idea for the story a long time. Like, I actually did write it, what it was, a long time ago, right? There was a playwriting competition here in Liverpool, you know, and the theme was monsters, you know, a couple of years ago. And I wrote something for it. I was favored to have my play put on, but it wasn't put on. And I thought that there was something there, you know, like there was something there that people not seeing, all right? And the journey here was to try and make people see what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I chose also to direct the play.
Because you could feel it. You didn't want to put it into the hands of someone else, or
what I noticed is that every time I rewrite the play, it just got longer because I'm trying to explain why and what things are that someone in the diaspora will understand. I'm sure that if I write something, you might quicker understand what it is than someone who is, you know, the art director at the theater who might just, I don't want to pigeonhole anyone and say that they might just
but I totally get what you're saying.
But basically, this type of theater is so outside of what everybody does, you know. And on top of that, I wanted to do a program. I wanted to join a program where, there's all this structure and the thing to say it. I just kind of did the opposite, you know. I like the idea of trying to push work in different ways and showing it in ways that people may not expect it to come across.
Well, no, that's amazing. I mean, now, as you said, this is kind of like a one night only. So we want to not just wait to the end to say it, but Sweetwater will be playing this Friday on the 17th at the Playhouse Theater, which is part of the Everyman Theater as a part of the New Work Showcase and everything, and 7 p.m. as well. And they could get their tickets on the door, or is it like Eventbrite or what?
You could get it at the Everyman website.
Yeah.
All right. They're going out, they're cheap. They're £5. And I would also, you know, even if you can't make the Friday night, there's a lot of other work on. And I am a fan of each one of those other writers. Yeah. You know, some really good work. So, yeah.
Well, now also too is that, like, you know, you have like some actors, local actors that are participating in it. We want to give a shout out to them as well. And so you want to tell us like the actors that are playing in this showcase, like.
Well, basically, we have the daughter. Her name is Ella Canton, right? She is a phenomenal actress. She's quite young. She has a powerful voice. You know, she's a great singer. And basically what I've done in the play, my approach to playwriting, as I said, you go away and you come back with new tricks and new skills. You know, I've gone back to explore how Africans tell stories.
All right.
Right? I've gone back to examine what were the instances of magic that that translates to the African experience from how much hundreds of years ago to now, and build on those techniques. You know, the reason we used to tell stories was to, you know, carry on a lineage, to also understand certain things. You know, and my whole belief is that we're running around now trying to fix certain problems within society and the community, and we're not getting anywhere. You know, one of the last podcasts that you and I had was around the time of the Floyd killing, right?
Yeah.
And we had a few podcasts after that, and we kept talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
And since then, yes, there's been a lot of acknowledgement of racism, and there's been a lot of acknowledgement of the amount of blacks who might be working in different fields and whatever. Every industry kind of had a reckoning, all right? And the thought was, is it a reckoning for face value? Is it a reckoning to show customers that you have a reckoning? Or is there more to it? Do you believe in what you're doing? Right? And what I've noticed is that since all of this happened, right, we've had a commission on systemic racism that said that there's no systemic racism.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I saw an article this week. I don't want to say where I saw it but it said how the Queen believes in Black Lives Matter mission in theory. You know? We see all these things, but these things are quite deceptive. And basically what I'm saying is that I am bypassing all of the thinking,
Yeah.
right? And I'm trying to tell a story and use the parts of how we traditionally tell stories to affect you, bypassing your mental thought,
Yeah.
bypassing your mind and what you think. So the whole idea is that when you come out of this, it's not necessarily, that was interesting, that's how you feel is the only answer I want to know.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So the other characters.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just went off.
No.
I can talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have Italy Farrell. She is part of Movement.
Yeah.
All right. Movement is, I think, the top dance, I don't want to say dance group, but they're a dance charity here in Liverpool, and they do a lot of work.
Do a lot of expressionism as well through dance and everything, don't they?
Yes, they try to share dance and make dance accessible to all different communities. She is part of the play, and you know, my work reflects the people who influenced me. So you did say Tyler Perry, but also Kanye West, simply because, and I'm going to talk about all the actors, they became instruments. So when we started to rehearse the play, the entire thing changed. Well, not entire thing changed, but you know, you pick up on the actor's strengths.
Yeah,
and you push that a certain way.
Yeah.
So that's why I also wanted to direct, right? So Italia is a dancer, and she also has roots in the Caribbean. Her father is from St. Lucia. And I was able to pull on that to get her into the play. So that was her entrance into the play. And the magic that she works is through movement, you know? I have Felix Ngunu. He is a drummer from Liverpool, and he's a very happy guy. He plays music everywhere within Liverpool, and I remember when he came into the rehearsal and we were going through the reading, he was able to say he doesn't speak much English. He always says like he doesn't understand Scouse too much, but he was able to point at this and say, "Hey, this is something." You know, he is from Africa, and he saw it. He saw something, so I think that kind of puts me on the right track. You know, we're trying to tell these stories to find things that we might have lost.
Yeah.
All right. Also, another person who's a part of it is Hilda Gunderson. She's my partner, and she's going to be playing the guitar as part of it. She's part of the band called Stille, and she's there. And then there's me. So I mentioned before,
you want to keep that surprise.
I don't want to keep it a surprise because I don't want any mistake why I'm doing it. You understand? So we talked a little bit about the Tyler Perry, the Tyler Perry idea, and I had a long time to think about it, and I think that for me, he's one of the most prolific writers. He puts out so much work, questionable quality, right? But he does a lot of work, and he writes and actually built so much.
He's very
within
prolific.
a relatively short space of time. I think he built so much, right? I want to build something like that. And one of the things he did was he wasn't afraid to play one of his own characters. He was able to create this character, Medea. And what happened is that I showed a little intro to this play last year, and the actress couldn't make it. So I had to do it.
Oh, wow. One
because
of those lucky
I had
accidents.
to do. It was the accent. It had to be the accent. It had to be certain things. You know, it couldn't just be any actress to say it. And so I did it. And when it was presented to me again to pick the actor to play the grandmother, my thought was, this is not only a play that I'm doing, all right? I am trying to bring a level of healing to people through a play. So I don't see myself as a writer. I see myself as a surgeon. All of us on the stage are surgeons. And we're trying to, bring forth a level of healing. So I told myself, there's nothing that I would learn looking at it than doing it. I want to make sure that the most important thing for me is that the person feels what's happening here.
Yeah.
And, as much as you have somebody reading it or acting or doing whatever, on a dime if you need to change something. And this is how you change it. And I rather operate in that space than operate in, this just being for entertainment.
No. I mean, it sounds fantastic, man. I mean, and a huge accomplishment for getting your play out there and everything. And I mean, I do encourage people, like he said, it's one of many of the new works showcased that is available from the Everyman Theater, playing at the Playhouse Theater, I guess, all this week. 'Cause I guess you're saying it starts on Thursday?
Yes, it starts on the 15th. All right, which is
Wednesday. So it starts on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And everything. But Sweetwater is going to go up on Friday the 17th at 7 p.m. at the Playhouse Theater. So, I mean, like, basically, come on out, support new works. Because as Addae says, there's so many other young, talented people out there and everything, including himself and everything. So Sweetwater, I mean, like, I definitely want to check it out myself, and I recommend it highly. And, I mean, it's also good to see you once again. And, I mean, as you said, black on black, it needs to be turned. Nobody, But
definitely, we have been trying to pull off a season 2 for a long time.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, man. I mean, I got so much to say. I feel so hampered, but especially when you said about that systemic racism, because it came up in my newsfeed. But hey, life is life. It goes on. Life is life. It goes on. So I would like to thank Addae G for coming in today on the Community Podcast. I'm Chase Johnson Lynch. And like I said, please like and subscribe. Ring the bell here on Big Condo Online. We are continuing to endeavor to bring out, interesting people from the community that are out there doing something. We're having these one-to-ones and everything. And so until the next time, I was just going to say, we out of here.